Hold on. Hey, Therese, it's Lord Ision and Lady Cola. I don't know if we're going out and broadcasting. Anybody out there? If you're getting this broadcast, you need to come into chat and tell us that you're here. We'd love to see you. Hold on, Cole. I'm checking the broadcast. I don't know if we're broadcasting. Nothing on YouTube. My broadcast is not showing up.
Oh, hold on. Caden Sawazis just came in.
Hi, Caden. Good to see you. According to what I'm seeing, we're not broadcasting. I hope you're.
Oh, there you go. Everybody's starting to come in there now.
Yay! Welcome, welcome. I'm glad this broadcast. See, I told you once we started, kid, go out. Hello, guys. Welcome to our show tonight. We're gathering people little by little. We seem to be having some tech issues. Now we're up to 10 people. There we go. All right, we're adding more as we go. Yay. We'll wait just a few minutes till people get here. They didn't get the earlier notice, I guess, that I sent out.
It's not letting me comment.
Okay. Well, here we are. Let's see. Yeah, hold on, Cola. Let me just see who's here. Hold on. Hey guys, welcome. Let's see. I said we got Caden Sowers here. Laura M is here. Miss Limitless is here. B. LeClaire is here. Stacy Lee is here. Justin C. Ash is here. Masters Omniverse. Laura M. John Michael's here. Yay, all of you are here. Glittery Rainbow's here. Wow, we're both live. Yay. Caden says there's tech issues on my end too. Caden, are we broadcasting or just only to you? I don't know what's going on. From my side, it shows we're not on YouTube, so I don't know what to believe, but obviously people are seeing us. So, yay. Thank you. We look great. B. LeClaire says we both look great. Thank you, Bernadette. We're going to talk about our outfits here in just a few minutes, so just hang with us. Trying to get more people in here.
They probably can't even understand me because I'm a Geordie.
Laura M says, you look very beautiful, Lady Cola.
Oh, thanks, Laura.
Glittery Rainbow says, congratulations, High Priestess. John Michael says, you guys look mystical. Thank you. John, did you get the emails? We invited you to the ritual today. I sent you emails to the information about the tea today and also the link, and I didn't see you. Check your email. You should have stuff from me. Thank you, Justin C. Justin C. says, guys look great. Thank you. Laura M. says, you look very good, Bob also. Thank you. You guys rock. Thank you. I'm wearing tonight my ritual robes, as some of you may see. I'm in my high priest robes. And I'm wearing my new crown. We're going to talk about that.
It's got nothing underneath.
John Michael says, I sure did. Sorry about that. I had to work late today. And I didn't get the email. Still, it was too late already, unfortunately. I'll be ready for the next one. All right, I'll keep you on the list. I'm going to send out some more stuff this week. Thank you, Ash. Ash says we look great. Yay. Kane says, I started on a different stream with just Kim, and then I clicked on the notification. Hold on, I may have to close out the other stream, Colin. I thought I closed it out. That may be a problem. Let me go over there and see that. Hold on just a second. Thank you for telling me, Caden. I thought I canceled out the other stream, but maybe it didn't cancel. We had some tech issues with the YouTube, and I just restarted. Hold on. That's the problem. Let me get, there's 15 people over on the other stream. Oh, wait, is that the same stream?
Send somebody over. Melanie, go over to the other stream and tell them all to come in this one.
Hold on. That's the problem. We're broadcasting over there. We're okay. We're good. We're good. It's all linked up now. We're okay. We're linked up. We're good.
There's me, Mama.
All right, it's replaced it.
Woo!
Yay, we're on YouTube. Yay, welcome, guys. Well, welcome. Happy Yule. I celebrate Yule on the 21st. Some people celebrate on the 22nd. So I think 21st and 22nd are both Yule. And we're dressed up today because it's a special day. First of all, before we get into all that, let me just introduce you. A lot of you have never actually met in person our moderator, Queen Cola Bobs. And here she's here. A lot of you know she's been helping out with the show and doing a great job, by the way. Queen Cola Bobs, great job. Thank you. And
Hearts to everyone.
Hearts to everyone. And we're dressed up, one, because it's Yule, and two, today was a special day. We reconstituted the Order of the Purple Cord, and we've restructured it. We now have a new official Wiccan order at Spirit Channel. It's called the Order of the Brown Star. And today we installed Queen Cola Bobs here as the High Priestess of the Order. Now, if you're a member of the Order of the Purple Cord, you're welcome to be a member of the Order of the Brown Star. But you'll have to reapply. And what you need to do is just send me an email over at PsychicBob.com and say, I want to be a member of the Order of the Brown Star, and that you will promise to honor the Wiccan read. There's no cost to be a member, just like with the Order of the Purple Cord. I would like it to be publicly stated that I'm not closing the Order of the Purple Cord. I still own the rights to that, the name and the imagery, and I still am retaining it. I'm putting it into abeyance or dormancy for the moment, but I still retain the title of High Priest of the Order. Queen Cola Bobs is High Priestess of the Order of the Purple Cord, as well as High Priestess of the Order of the Brown Star. But from going forward, we're going to be doing work under a new order, the Order of the Brown Star. We're going to have meetings. It's not going to be here on YouTube. It'll be private meetings on Zoom. If you'd like to learn more about that, send me an email and I'll put you on. You can join our next meeting. But today we had a wonderful ritual. I see some of you here that were at the orders meeting today. Simba's here. I see you. And Kim Osborne was there, and Caden. This is so wonderful. So, Cola, tell us about your outfit you're wearing. What are you wearing? Show us that. Tell us about your craft.
Do you want us to take it off?
No, just tell us some of the pieces. Like, this is a crown.
Oh, my crowns. They're a bit wonky, like. But I'm just me. I'm weird.
I think you look great. Can you stand up and let us see your dress?
No, I can't, because I pull all my headphones out and that.
Oh, that's why you're tied up with your computer. Okay, well, you'll get to see more of her outfits when we do rituals.
But I can take my outfit off for you if you want.
Well, probably not tonight. There's Kim Osborne. Here's Robert Stevens. Robert Stevens was with us today. Welcome, Robert. Glad you're back here. Kim says, Lady Cola is growing. That's right.
I'm not a minion. I'm not a minion. I'm actually part Greek. I'm just Vivian.
Okay. Hi, Vivian. Good to see you. Glad you made it. Doesn't she look wonderful? She's actually British and Greek. And so she's now our new High Priestess of our Wiccan Order. And we're just really proud of her. She had a kind of a stressful day at the big ritual, but she did wonderful. And everybody was supporting her. And we're all glad you're here, Queen Cola Bobs. And her new official title is Lady Nicola of the Order of the Purple Cord and of the Order of the Brown Star, High Priestess of both of the orders. So I will be calling her Lady Cola or Lady Nicola, depends on which she likes. Maybe a little both. But she's
call
now
us anything you want.
Huh?
You can call us anything you want.
All right. Well, she's now an official member of the nobility of the order. Some of you who may not be familiar with Wiccan tradition, in the Wiccan religion, we do grant titles of nobility, of lordship and ladyship. And the titles are internationally recognized. She has an actual valid title of nobility because religious orders by international law can grant titles. So many of you know me as Lord Ision. Lord Ision's my totem. And so she today officially became Lady Nicola. And so, out of respect for her title, I will be addressing her and referring to her as Lady Nicola or Lady Cola, and we're just really proud of her. She's going to do a
And here's me thinking you were me queen. I was your queen.
She's the queen too, but she's my private queen. And she's also queen of the Fae, I think. That's what I call her.
He does.
Star Lightworkers are, hey, Star, good to see you.
Oh.
She says, wow, look at that beautiful outfit. Don't cover your face. Both look awesome. Congrats. Yeah, don't put your hands down. Let people see you.
I can't help it. It's my nerves.
Yeah. Well, she looks great. Today, I'm wearing, this is the Horned Lord crown. None of you have seen this before. This is my antlers crown. Oops, I got some glare here. But it's got little leaves that go around the side to the back. It's like a tiara. And I don't know if you guys can see because we got a lot of glare. Let me turn there, it's better. And then I've got a crescent moon in bronze here. And then little moonstone and jade ball here, little charm and jade and moonstone. And it's a crown with the antlers. You see on each side the horn are the antlers. So this is what I'm wearing, and then I'm wearing my black robe for those of you who just got here. And so that's my outfit for today. And we're also proud of Lady Cola. She's done wonderful, and she's going to continue to help us so much in the work of the order. So if you're interested in the Order of the Purple Cord, we're a Wiccan group. We're going to be doing Wiccan rituals and teaching some classes on Wicca in the coming months, and you're welcome to join it. You don't have to be an initiated Wiccan to join, though we will be offering an initiation to our members at some point. We invite people to come who are of like mind, and just come and join us. We're going to teach and do rituals as Wiccans, but you don't have to be a formal Wiccan to join. You may just want to come and learn about Wicca and study and experience it, and then decide later on to become a Wiccan, Oh, Laura M says, what jewelry do you have on, Lord Ision? Today, because I'm traveling, I didn't bring all my ritual jewelry. So I'm wearing I can't take it off. It's theater masks. One of the gods that I worship is Lord Dionysus. And the masks represent him. He was god of theater. And many people would offer to him masks as an offering. So I'm wearing the theater mask, comedy and tragedy mask. It's really interesting because when I was younger, I did a lot of theater work and always loved the theater. That was one of my symbols. And then when I became a Wiccan and found out Lord Dionysus, this is his symbol, I thought, wow, that's really cool. So I'm wearing theater, comedy, tragedy mask. I don't think I can. Actually, maybe I can take it off here. Yeah, I can get it off. No, I didn't know if it'd go over my antlers. And let me bring it up closer. You can see it. Can you guys see that a little better? They're Greek masks.
Right, are you listening? I'm going to leave, right? Because you've got trolls in the chat, so I'm going to leave now and go into chat so I can get these little shits out.
Okay, thank you, Cola.
Right.
Just let me know when you want to use the link and you can come back,
I'll
okay?
see you in a minute, right?
All right, yeah, thank you for your help. She can't be online and handle the chat, so anybody that's making problems, we'll deal with you, okay? So thank you so much. Starlight Worker says, gotta go, just wanted to pop in and congratulate you. Thank you so much. I see this one person, STFU. STFU, if you're a troll, we're going to put you out because it looks like you're trying to be hostile. I don't know what you're about, but I don't recognize you. I don't know who you are. So if you're coming in to make problems, I'm not letting that stand. Thank you, Cola. Well, anyways, it's Yule. Queen Cola Bobs, you can just use that link to come back in, okay? So, what is Yule? Well, Yule is the pagan outfit or the pagan Honey Drizzle. Hi, Honey Drizzle. Honey Drizzle says, your outfit kind of reminds me of an abaya. I've seen Muslims and Arabs wear it. Yeah, this is kind of like that, you know. Thank you. But it's not Muslim. This is actually a Western robe. Thank you, Queen Cola Bobs. So we're going to talk a little bit about what Yule is. And Yule is the ancient Wiccan pagan festival of the rebirth of the sun god. It's believed that in Wicca that the god and the goddess play out their life cycle during the circling of the year. And now we're at the last festival of the year. And it's the end of the year, and this is where we are at the darkest time. As we go through the year, the sun waxes and wanes. And since the summer solstice, which was in June, the light of the sun has been decreasing since June 22nd. June 21st is the longest day of the year where the sun is at his maximum. We say the sun lord is in his glory at Yule. But we like to think that if you thought of it as a person, the sun lord is at his maximum power, like a man in middle age who's at the height of his power. As you know, for middle-aged men start to age and their power wanes. And that's how the sun lord is. His power's been waning since June. And now that we're in December, the power is at the weakest. So the sun lord back at Halloween, or at Samhain, as we call it, the sun lord died. He went into the Summerland. And now the goddess, for the last few months, has found herself pregnant. The god has returned to the goddess, but is inside of her and hidden in her womb. And at Yule, the sun god is born and emerges, and his light begins to return to the earth. Caden, thank you for visiting with us tonight. Thank you. Blessings to you. Hi, Laura. Good to see you. So right now, what's happening yesterday or today, whichever day you celebrated on, you know, we are celebrating the birth of the sun god. From tomorrow on until June, the days will be getting longer and the sun will be getting brighter. And it's the return of light and life, you know. And hi, Honey Drizzle, hold your question. I'll get to that in just a little while. Thank you. It's a good question, though. So the ancients, what happened was the ancient pagans, they saw the days getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And the time we got to Yule, the days were so short, especially if you lived up in northern England and Ireland. The people really worried. They thought, is the sun going to ever come back? Because how are we going to grow our crops? How are we going to grow food? It's pretty serious stuff. And they noticed that Yule was the shortest day of the year. But after the day of Yule passed, the days got just a little longer, just by a minute or two. But for those who were observant, they started to say, wait, I think the sun's coming back, you know? And slowly over the weeks and months, the sun did grow more powerful and closer and brighter. And so life returned to the earth, you know? So this ancient festival of the return of the sun god is part of the Wiccan tradition. And, you know, a lot of you have been asking about, so I wanted to come here and share that with you right now, you know. So I think it's wonderful that we're here on this sacred day. And we did have our ritual, as I said earlier, with Lady Cola, installing her into the high priestesshood. In the Order of the Brown Star, a new Wiccan order, we are going to be doing monthly rituals. And if you're interested in that, let me know. I'll put you on the list, you know. And yeah, Queen Cola Smitta had to go back to work. She's working late today. Yes, Kim says it was awesome today at the ritual. It really was, you know. So now we're at this place where from tomorrow going forward, we're going to start to see the days get a little longer. And that light is going to be wonderful. Hi, Robin. We were wondering about you. I missed you today. You missed Lady Cola in her outfit. If she can come back in, she'll show you her outfit. I'm wearing my crown, Robin. How do you like my got on my robes? It's hard to see here, but I'm wearing my Wiccan ritual stuff today. This is my high priest crown. You like it? It's got a crescent moon and a little jade charm, and it's got leaves, and then it's got antlers. So this is my little crown lord, my crown for my horned lord crown. So, so I'm so glad you guys are here. And yeah, I'm glad Smitta was here too. Thank you. So Queen Colvis, when you want to come back in, just use that link again. But thank you, Robin. I just thought I'd do something new. I'm going to start wearing high priest crowns. This is the crown. Since I'm the head of the order, I thought I should wear something to honor the office and the tradition and wear for special events. So that's why I'm wearing my crown tonight. It's the first time I've worn it, and I'm still getting used to it. Crowns, if any of you ever worn a coronet or a crown or a tiara, they're a little hard to wear. They kind of dig into your scalp. So it's okay. I'll get used to it. But it was fun to wear it today, and everybody in the ritual seemed to enjoy us in our outfits, So here we are at Yule, and I got to tell you guys, this is a wonderful time for you to think about your goals. New power comes in with the rebirth of the sun god. And from a soul level, this means that, thank you, Laura M. God bless you. Thank you. I'm glad you like this. Thank you, Stranger Things says this. That crown looks great on you, Lord Ision. Thank you. So just so you know, Lady Cola, her new title, for those of you who just got it, she's Lady Nicola, and I'm Lord Ision. And we're both the High Priest and High Priestess of the new Order of the Brown Star. All right, it's our Wiccan order here. So, oh, I'm so sorry, Ron, you missed. I had to go to work. Well, Robin, I've got you on the list. I'm going to send out some more information about our Wiccan work that's coming. And if you'd like to be part of our order, we'd love to have you. Okay, so I'll be sending out an email for that this week. So here we are at Yule, and this is really a time of rebirth. The Sun Lord is reborn to bring new hope, new promise, and new life to the earth. But it's also not just for the earth, it's for all of our individual lives. So you may have had a really bad year, and you might have been saying, Lord Ision, this year sucked. I lost my house, I lost my job, everything's gone to hell. I hear you, because I know a lot of you have been through a lot of challenges this last year. But Yule is a magical time where the power is given to all of us to start new. So maybe you lost your job, maybe you lost your house, maybe you lost your marriage, maybe you lost your loved ones. Yule is a time where we say, let us sit in the quiet. Yule is actually kind of quiet. A lot of places where there's a hush of snow and it's dark. So go into that place of inner light and silence. And then from that emerge into the new light. In fact, I think what we'll do right now, if you guys are open, let's just do a little Yule meditation so we can attune to that energy. Is that okay? All right. So let's do some meditation. We're going to work on accessing that light. Okay. So I want you to get comfortable. We're going to just start by closing our eyes. And as we close our eyes, let's just follow our breathing, just gently in and out. And as we follow our breathing, let's let go all the tensions of the day and enter into that place of silence and peace within. And as we follow our breathing, I want you to draw your attention to the middle of your forehead, to your third eye, which is right between your eyebrows. There's a power energy of this power center there of energy that allows you to have vision. And as you're focusing on between your eyes, I want you to see a blue circle of light. And as you look into that blue circle, a scene starts to emerge. The blueness fades away and now it's clear. And what you're seeing is a beautiful field in the country, but it's covered with snow. And as you look, your shadow is cast across the snow. And as you turn, you look behind you, and you see low on the horizon a beautiful silver moon, a crescent moon. And this moon is casting a silver glow across this field and across the snow. And you know that it is late. And as you're walking across the gentle snow, it's not too deep of snow, just enough to have a covering. It's cold and brisk. But you notice that you're in beautiful, mystical brown robes, like a monk's robe. And around your waist is tied a cord of gold. And you notice you're wearing a pendant with a star, a brown star pendant. And these are mystical clothes for you. And you know that now it is about 4:30 in the morning. And you say the sun will be coming up soon, but the moon is still out. And as you stand in the field, you have a staff in your hand. And I want you to visualize raising the staff and calling the Sun Lord. You're actually facing the east. And you realize that the moon is behind you, setting in the west. And as you face the east, you realize the sun is setting behind you in the west. And so you raise your staff and you say, Sun Lord, hail, we welcome your new birth. We praise you and the goddess for your gifts of life. Sun Lord, we call you. And as you stand with your staff arisen, you say, Sun Lord, we call you. Call again, Sun Lord, we call you. And as you're chanting, you see on the far horizon across the field of snow a glint of reddish gold light. Oh, it's bright and piercing. It is the power of the sun. And quickly, suddenly, you're engulfed by this ball of light coming across the horizon. You feel its golden red rays hit you across your face. It's warm. The coolness of the night air and the coldness of the snow seem to fade as this light hits you. And as you raise your staff, praising the God of the sun, you wonder about the mystery of the sunrise. The sun rises very quickly, and now it's starting to rise into the sky. And suddenly the dark midnight blue sky is changing to a lighter blue. And you see rosy pink and red highlights in the sky. It is sunrise now. Your shadow is becoming shorter as the sun rises, and your eyes become clearer. The Sun Lord has returned. And so taking your staff, raise it and trace the sign of the pentagram in the air, the 5-pointed star. And you chant the following. Here this pentacle I lay to bless our Sun Lord on his birthday. Trace your pentacle with your wand or your staff, and know that this offering is a gift of light to the Sun Lord. And see the fire trace from the tip of your wand or staff. And know that this power is going to the Sun Lord to bless him on his birthday. And having done that, you look around and notice that the world looks very different in the sunlight than it does at the night. And so you walk on, you carry across the field, knowing that you've spent some moments honoring the ancient sacred mystery of the rebirth of the sun god. And you know in your heart that the universe will continue on. The Lord and the Lady, the Earth Mother and the Sky Lord, the Sun Father, are united, for the Sun Lord's presence gives life to the Mother. And even though we're in deep winter, you know that the power of the Sun Lord is seeding now beneath that snowy field, and soon green spurts of life will emerge, green stalks, green shoots, and life will again renew. And so now you see the Sun Lord. And though the days are still somewhat shorter, you ask the Sun Lord, will you stay with us? Will you grow day by day? And you hear a voice within say, yes, I am your Lord, and I shall be with you each day. This brings joy to your inner light. You notice that you feel warmer, that you feel more in harmony. And so you again now know that you're part of the universe and life will continue. And when you're ready, you can take your staff and sit it into the snow. Raise your hands again in joy and blessing. And when you're ready, know that you will now return to your physical body. And though it is evening, the Sun Lord has blessed you this day. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and you will be fully present. And when you're back, open your eyes and let us know you're here. Are we back? Coming back from that meditation. Thank you, Kim. Kim says, that was very magical, Lord Bob. Thank you, Kim. Blessings to you. Queen Cola Bobs, did you enjoy that meditation?
I did. I didn't do it, but I watched.
Oh, you're too keyed up today, I think.
Hyper.
That's all right. Well, we all got the blessing of the Sun Lord. So even by just being here, you got the blessing. Thank you, Bela Claire. Thank you, Robin. Robin said, that was beautiful, Bob. Bela Claire said, that was lovely. Justin C says, I feel much better. I'm so glad, Justin. Glittery Rainbow says, these meditations. Thank you. There you go. You see, the Sun Lord will bless us. Now, I know every time I talk about the Sun Lord. Hi, Davy Jan. Good to see you. Davy Jan's here from Israel. Hi, everyone. You both look incredible. Thank you. Blessings to you. Well, I know that somebody's going to say, well, Lord Ision, don't you know the scientists already sent a probe to the sun? Ain't no God up there. It's nothing but a ball of fire. So you're just talking out your ear. Listen, the pagans of old knew that the gods were bigger than the material world. Yes, do I know that the sun is a ball of fire? Absolutely. But what is it that animates the sun? It is the spirit of the divine that moves the sun. So there is a God of the sun. The Sun Lord does exist. That's my belief, you see.
Can I butt in for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
So somebody just asked us if I'm a Geordie. I am.
Yes, Queen Cola Bobs is a Geordie. And she's with us all the way from northern England, near the Scottish border.
I'm nowhere near the Scottish borders, but it's not far.
Not too far, Thank you so much. Honey Drizzle says, that narration was on point. God bless you. Caden Sauer says, that was nice, but I wasn't good at it. Don't worry, Caden. These things take practice. You're going to get a lot more meditation practice in the order. We're going to do a lot more of this. Thank you, Stranger Things 77. Stranger Things said, that was magical. Robin Boston just says, love your outfit, Lady Cola.
Oh, yay. Thanks, Robin.
Very good. Yay.
Missed that today.
Yeah, we missed you. There's David Jen says, everything has a soul. Yes, it does. Life is far more, what's the word I'm saying, expansive and complex than most people realize. Honey Drizzle says, oh my God, you're a Geordie. Honey Drizzle, are you a Geordie too? We've got some Geordies in the house. Geordie in the house. I'm an honorary Geordie. And I'm honorary Scottish too. Yay. So great. I'm so glad you guys are here. Wade Clark says they want to have a question, please. Okay, Wade, what is your question? Type your question in the chat and we'll look at it. Rabbitfoot says, I'm from Canada, Alberta. Yay, welcome. Masters Omniverse says, But what is a soul? The soul is the life force, the essence of everything. Everything has a soul. Rocks have soul. Squirrels have souls. We have souls. Souls are your true spirit, your true essence of life that's eternal. Souls never die. They never go away. They exist. The body can be destroyed, but not the soul. You know? Cain says, I'm a devotee of Helios. I love sun worship. It's very fulfilling. That's wonderful, Caden. You know, Caden, I first learned about the sun god. Interestingly, before I was a Wiccan, I learned about the sun god through the Hindus. They taught me about the worship of Lord Surya, which is the Hindu sun god. He's kind of like Helios. And so the sun god takes a lot of names for Helios, Ra in ancient Egypt, Surya in India. You know, so there's still sun lord worship, and on the countries of the earth, India is one of the countries that still has active working temples to the sun god. And Caden, maybe in Greece, I suppose they do now with the pagans. You know, what's that called, Bobs?
Being cheeky. I'm just laughing at the comments.
Oh, okay. So, hey, there's Sydney Zimmerman. Hi, Sydney. How are you? Good to see you. You know, LA says, I live in Edinburgh, but originally from North Shields. I haven't lived there for 20 odd years. Well, welcome.
I know North Shields. I know where that is. I grew up not far.
All right. Very good. Justin C's from Alberta as well. Says, nice to see another Albertan here.
Janie and all. Hello, Janie. Hearts.
Welcome, welcome. Kim Osborne says, y'all need more lives together. Well, we'll do that in time. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm so glad you guys are here. You know, so did you want to ask any questions about Yule tonight? You know, because I'll be happy to answer that, you know, if you want to. Wade Clark says, rituals, beliefs seem different to me, or what I've seen. Well, Wade, if you're talking about Wiccan ritual, it's true we could have done the traditional casting of the circle, but tonight we kept it abbreviated. Just because this is not really going to be a full ritual. We did more of a ritual this afternoon with the order. But this was to connect people to the energy of Yule. So, you know, but as far as Wiccan rituals goes, there are a lot of different ways to do it, you know. Honey Drizzle says, Bob, how many years did it take to initiate as a high priest? I actually worked for 3 years to become a high priest. I was in another coven years ago, and I studied for 3 years under the high priestess and was initiated after 3 years. You know, but of course, once you're initiated a high priest, doesn't mean the initiation is really only the beginning. And I'd say it took me another 2 years to really learn how to be a high priest. So really probably about 5 years in all, to be honest with you. Justin C says, is the longest day of the year always the 21st of December? Justin, it depends. Year to year, the zodiac will shift by a day. Some days it's the 21st. Some years it's the 22nd. It just depends on how the calendars fall because of leap year and then just the timing of the motion of the sun and the earth. So sometimes it's the 21st, sometimes it's the 22nd. I always celebrate on the 21st. I didn't check an ephemeris this year, and I should have find out which day it actually is. So I'm not sure. I'd have to go look at that, you know. Wade Clark says, Europe versus the USA. I typed a full question above. Hold on. I didn't see it, Wade. Wade, I'm not seeing your question. Wade says, are you a married couple? We have a couple here, her high priest and high priestess. No, we're not actually married, but we may do that eventually. We'll see. You don't have to be married to be a high priest, a high priestess, but a lot of times it does happen that way, you know. Yes. Vivian says, has Yule ever been on the 23rd? I've not encountered it on the 23rd, but I know people who celebrate on 23rd just because of their schedule. But generally, it's always the 21st or 22nd, you know. All right. Wade Clark says, no, Europe versus USA rituals and beliefs. Wade, that's a good question, Wade. We're going to get into that when we're going to do a Wiccan class soon. But in a nutshell, the American Wicca tends to be more avant-garde. It's changed. The original Wicca was by Gerald Gardner, and it was a lot more structured with, you know, calling the quarters, forming the circle. There was, you know, it was just a lot more formal in structure. A lot of American circles are a lot more open and liberal. They don't always follow such a strict structure. There's a branch called British Traditionalist Wicca, which follows the original kind of set of beliefs. Some of them are even more ancient than Gardner, the witchcraft of Britain. So that's kind of a complex question. I can't really answer that all here except to say the Americans tend to be a little more liberal in the way they approach it. A lot of the British covens still practice traditional secrecy, where, you know, you don't get just anybody can just show up at a ritual. It's a lot more closed. You have to go through interviews with the high priest and high priestess, and then you have to be tested by the coven to see if you're fit. You find more of that in Britain today than you do in the United States. A lot of American Wiccans kind of just have open rituals and people come. And neither way is right or wrong. It's just different evolutions of the craft. But in the earliest days, in the 1950s, when Wicca was here, the American and British schools were much more similar. And also in the British schools, they tend to be more, because of Britain's monarchy and the history of titles in Europe, they do honor the Lord and Lady titles. You'll hear more Lords and Lady titles in British Wicca. Not all American covens honor that. They don't recognize the high priest or high priestess under the formal titles. Our order does. We're more British traditional in that way. So we have the leaders of the coven hold the titles of lordship and ladyship. So there's another difference. In Europe, some of the covens still practice skyclad, which means in the nude. You find less skyclad in the United States, I would say. But again, I can't really say generally. It varies from coven to coven, really, you know. So I hope maybe that answers a little bit, you know. As far as the beliefs are pretty much the same because Wicca believes in a dual theism, duotheism, God and a goddess, usually a horned lord, that's why I wear the antlers, and then a moon goddess or earth goddess or sea. Well, the goddess takes the forms of moon, earth, and sea. These beliefs are common between the British and Americans. So the actual belief structure of the gods and our relation to them is really pretty much the same between Britain and America. But it's more in the ritual practice of the belief where you find the differences. So anyways, I know that's kind of convoluted and complex, you know. So we'll, you know, hopefully it gives you a little insight, you know. Thank you. I hope that helps a little bit. Justin C. asks, how do you decide on what deity to name yourself after when claiming a lordship or ladyship title? That depends on the person. You don't have to be named after a god. Your titles in Wicca, the titles of lordship or ladyship can be anything you want. You could have your name, like you could be, but you have to be a high priest to claim the title of lordship and ladyship. So generally that title is given to you by elders of the craft. You can claim it for yourself technically if you've done 3 years of study. You know, and that can be solitary. So I don't want to say you can't be a lord or lady, but traditionally it's granted to you. And you can choose your name, your title, as either you're based on your name, like you could be Lord Justin, or you could be, like if you have a place that's sacred, like let's say Delphi, Greece is one of your favorite places because you study the Greek gods. You could even have a title named after a place like Lord Delphi, or you could be named after God like Lord Thor. My title, Lord Ision, actually comes from the ancient Greco-Roman tradition. Many of the priests of the goddess Isis had the name of Ision. So it's actually a Greco-Roman name of priests of Isis. The goddess Isis wasn't just worshipped in Egypt, she was worshipped in Europe. Her worship extended through all Europe and the Roman Empire and the Greek Empire. So many of the priests to honor her took the name of Ision. And so that's where my name comes from. And then I have a title of lordship. So I took my title as Lord Ision. So that's where it comes from. So I hope that answers that. Glittery Rainbow says, I find out what deities like to work with. How do I find out what deities like to work with me? You know, if you want to understand your gods, what I say is read the books. Go up and read books on Greek mythology, on Norse mythology. All the religions of the world have deities in some form or shape. And so read about the gods. And you will, as you're reading, you'll start to feel like I really relate to this god's story. Like I love the goddess Isis. The more I read about her, and then I learned about her worship in Europe, that she went into the British Isles. Because, I've always felt very connected to the British Isles, but also felt connected to Isis. And I found out that the goddess Isis was worshipped in Britain as well. So I could bring her into my work as a kind of a Celtic pagan, but yet honor Isis as well, because Isis was worshipped among the Celts as well. So as you study their mythologies, and you might even do a ritual to ask them to connect with you. And sometimes a god or goddess will just pop up in your life. Like you'll go everywhere and you see the god Mercury, like you go and there's a fountain with the god Mercury. And then, somebody says, oh, I just bought a new Mercury card. It's sitting on your driveway. And like words will pop up all the time and images. And sometimes that's a sign that the gods are reaching to you, So there are a lot of ways to connect, but start with just learning the mythology, and then you'll find a god that you really connect to, Wade Clark says, how do I get a lordship title? I'd like to be a knight. Knights and lords are two different things. Knight is a form of noble title, but it's not the same as a lord. A lord is a higher rank than a knight. But a knight is quite a noble title. Some Wiccan orders do have knighthoods within them, and you can join and be knighted. Some Wiccan orders, like our order, the Order of the Brown Star, says lordships. I only extend lordship titles to people who are on the board of elders. We have officers, and right now it's going to be Queen Cola Bobs, myself, we're the high priest and the high priestess, and I'm bringing on Kelly Coffey as another member of the board of elders, and she will be keeper of the sacred flame. She has a ritual job of bringing the light into our rituals. And we're going to have more about that in the coming month. Many of you may not know, I don't think she'll mind me saying it, but she was not at our ritual today, Kelly Coffey, due to the passing of her mother. So anybody who would like, send some energy to her. It's been a bit of a rough time. So Wade, in terms of a lordship title, you cannot buy titles. The Wiccans won't sell you a title. You can only get it through earning it. So you would have to work for an order and study. And if you were considered like, somebody who would be a good leader and be blessed in that, they would grant you a title either through service or through study. If you study with them for 3 years, then you would be eligible for that title. Our order doesn't do knighthoods. Doesn't mean we won't in the future, but they're different titles. I don't know if that answers that, but I hope it does. King says, how would Wiccans celebrate Yule? Well, we do a lot of the same stuff that the Christians do. In fact, the Christian celebration of Yule is really the pagan. So a lot of Wiccans put up Yule trees. We don't call them Christmas trees, we call them Yule trees. They decorate them with lights. They string around their home evergreen because the evergreen plants are considered signs of eternal life. When the rest of the world would die, the pagans noticed that the pine trees, the evergreen trees, the holly plants never lost their greenery and turned brown and died. So those trees and plants were considered symbols of sacred life, and they were honored. So, to celebrate Yule, you could have a Yule tree. There's old tradition, even the Christians do, called burning of the Yule log. And what they would do is from the Yule tree from the year before, they would save a piece of it and use it to restart the fires at Yule. Because remember, at Yule, the Sun Lord's reborn. So the tree that was used in last year's ritual, a piece of it would be then used to kindle the new fire to bless the house. So if you have a house with a fireplace, you could burn some wood and claim it as your Yule offering. That's one way to do it. You can put lights up. Many Wiccans I know like to also wear garlands. They make garlands to decorate their house as well as to wear of star anise. Star anise is considered a magical herb and is oftentimes used in Yule decorations as well. So you might want to look up that herb, star anise. It's like a star herb. It's like a, I'm not explaining it, but you have to look it up. Star anise, A-N-I-S-E. But you can make necklaces out of that to wear. Some people take star anise and they tie string around and use this little decoration on packages. You can drape it through your house or put it around your tree, make strings of it, string the seed pods together. It's wonderful. So yeah, there are a lot of ways to celebrate Yule. I hope that gives you some insights, Oh, good, Justin. I'm glad you understood the justices. Thank you so much for answering. It does. Awesome. Thank you so much. You guys have great questions, Kim, that lawnmower is, unfortunately, my computer's having some tech issues. It's making the sound. So sorry if it's annoying all of you. I can't make it cut off right now. Well, thank you, Chronicle. Chronicler is a Christian. It says, praying for you, Bob. Jesus loves you. Psalm 96:5, for the gods of the nations are idols. The Lord made the heavens. Well, thank you for praying for me. That's your religion tells you to pray for us. We don't deny any God, Chronicler. So, I always say anybody who prays for me, I appreciate it. So thank you. And in our covenant order, we'll pray for you as well. Prayer goes both ways. So Queen Colabobs, keep an eye on Chronicler. If they try to be disrespectful or disruptive, we're not allowing that. But if you're sincere about your prayer, then we welcome that. But we don't like people to come in and attack our faith. We will never attack your faith. Wiccans don't go to churches and disrupt the services. And we ask that you honor our tradition as well. We all have to get along in this world. And we're not the enemies of God that many in the churches would say we are. So, Chronicler, if you want to pray for me, I receive that. And I will pray for you. Our gods will meet in the etheric. Wade Clark says, so it's not a real official state title like a government issued or a queen issued. No, well, Wade, let me explain this to you. Titles of nobility are granted through a few sources. One is through a government, like the British government grants titles. One is through monarchs, princes, monarchs, kings, and queens by international law can grant titles. My title is actually an official title and legally recognized by international law. So my lordship, I am a real lord because religious organizations are also recognized as valid grantors of titles. So by international law, like my title would be respected. So if I go to Britain and meet the Queen, they would recognize my title It's not issued by the Queen, but the monarchs of the world and the governments do recognize our title because it is historical that the Wiccan religion and the pagan religion does grant these titles. And as the Order of the Brown Star is a legally constructed religious order, the titles as high priest that I grant are valid titles of nobility. So Lady Nicola does hold a valid title through international law. So I hope that makes sense. Yes, our titles are real titles. They're not from monarchs, but they're through religious order. And that is another valid way to acquire a title, through a religious order. So I hope that helps. This is a good question, though. There's a lot that a lot of people need to learn. It's very complex. There's so much to know. I'm still learning. I've been doing Wicca for over 20 years, Masters Omniverse says, why did Christianity take from the pagan Yule? Well, what happened, Masters, was that the church wanted to bring more pagans into it. And they realized that Jesus was the light. They called Jesus the light of the world. And so Jesus' birth, Jesus, they believe, was born around March or April. But the church said, well, the Sun Lord in Wicca or in paganism is born at Yule at the 21st. So since they called Jesus the light of the world, they put his birthday, the church did, around the time of Yule so that the pagans would want to celebrate with them. And it was a way to make both religions have a common ground so that, they could work together. I think in time, the church thought we'll push it into the Yule time so we can stamp out Yule and only Jesus's birthday will be honored. That was their eventual attempt in what they did. But initially, it was more of a kind of a solidarity among spiritual people, So that's why many of the what they call Christian festivals really came from pagan festivals. So, for example, in the Catholic Church, one of their traditions is they do a May Day crowning, May Queen crowning. Some of you grew up Catholic, they know they don't do it so much anymore, but in some churches in Catholic Church, at the beginning of May, they make a crown of flowers and they place it on the statue of Mary to proclaim her Queen of Heaven and Earth. Well, this comes from the old pagan tradition of doing crownings of the gods, because the ancient goddesses of paganism were crowned with flowers and wreaths as a sign of their divinity. So the church started co-opting a lot of pagan stuff to convince people that they had the truth. But really, they stole it from the pagans, So Laura says, that's very interesting. I never knew that about the Yule log. Yeah, that's the Yule log. Many Christians do it. They even do it in churches. But it's really a pagan tradition, So Justin C. says, how does one sign up for the Order of the Brown Star? Do I send over an email? Love to join. Yeah, Justin, send me your email. What you need to do if you want to join our order, and we're going to do monthly rituals, but it's going to be on Zoom. I'm not doing it here on YouTube, so we don't have interruptions. Is write me an email with your full name and say that your intent is to join. You would like to join the Order of the Brown Star. And then you must also agree to abide by the Wiccan Rede. So you have to take an oath in writing and say, I promise to honor the Wiccan Rede. The Wiccan Rede means, and do as you will, but harm none. Harm none, do as you will. Meaning you cannot practice black magic. You cannot do curses. You cannot do plotting harm with spiritual energies against anybody, either in the order or anywhere on earth. So we do not allow people who want to do destructive magic into the order. A few years ago, I had some people join the order, and I found out later they were gathering to lay death curses on some people that they didn't like. And I removed them from the order. They were no longer welcome in our rituals or gatherings. because they broke the Wiccan Rede. So the Wiccan Rede is very paramount. So you must agree to follow that to be in the order. I actually had some people who wanted to join the order. When I told them that requirement, they said, well, I'm not going to give up doing curses because I think that's part of witchcraft. I said, well, that's fine. If you want to do that, you do that, but you can't be part of our order. So that's my only requirements. There are no membership dues. It's free to join. The rituals are free to attend. I'm not making money from this, but it's my spiritual work as a high priest. So I welcome you to come and explore it. I'm going to have more stuff that I'll send out. If you send me your email, in the next few days, I'm going to send out some information on the Order of the Brown Star, because we're going to do a daily ritual for the order, and you'll learn how to do that. You can practice it. Caden Sauer has a question. Says, Bob, how is Yule different from modern Christmas? Well, modern Christmas, really, Caden, comes from the Victorian era. It's not that old. It was in the 1800s that people actually started kind of doing the Christmas tree tradition and stuff. Before that, Christmas was more you go to church. It was more held at churches as a religious thing. And then in the Victorian time, it started coming into the individual homes and doing, the whole, what we call modern day Christmas. So they're different in that in Yule, it goes way back thousands of years as pagan. And the pagans of old would literally gather in circles. Even in the cold, they would go outside and watch the sunrise and cast rituals based on the movement of the sun. So the modern day Christmas, they don't really follow the sun or understand that. It's not really part of it. So they're different also in that aspect. I hope that answers that. Yes, Justin C says, so you can also do a hand fasting as well, can't you, Bob, with your title? There are two types of hand fastings, Justin. There's within the coven people or within the pagan religion, any high priest can do a hand fasting. But there are two types. There's a hand fasting within the religion, which is not a legal marriage. But then there is a hand fasting that can be legally done. I can do both because I'm also a legally licensed, ordained state licensed minister in the states of DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So I can do both. But any high priest can do a hand fasting, but to make it binding, you have to be legally registered. Wade, I'm not sure I understand your question. Wade says, so a Christian church can chew. I'm not sure I understand that. Wade Clark says, I like you to come on, I think you said, visit on your podcast discussion on Wiccan and Pagan. Maybe more will be open to all if we did. I'd be happy to do that, Wade. That would be really nice. Yeah, just send me an email or call my office and we can coordinate that. I do go on shows a lot. So I'd be happy to do that and have a discussion on that. That would be great. Thank you. Thank you, Justin, for asking that. Blessings to you. Yes, Wade, we're a religious. I think you may house it different from a church. They're similar. A church is actually a religious organization. A religious order, though, is a little different in that it has a specific goal that it does. Like, for example, you have the Catholic Church where everybody in the public just goes. But then within the Catholic Church, you have religious orders like the Order of Monks and Nuns, like the Franciscan Order. In Wicca, you can have like an open circle where anybody can come. But then the members in Wicca, it's a little different. That some of the members form a closed group, which is an order. Our order is kind of, it's not totally closed, but it's, we gather in a more of a private way to do the work. And an order does a specific work, like we're going to do magical works and things like that. We don't just let anybody come. You have to apply, you have to be received into it. Some churches are like that too. So a church and an order could be considered similar, you know. Wiccan churches are called covens or orders or groves. Sometimes you'll hear the grove of the sacred trees, like a name, or you might hear the, you know, the Falling Stars Coven. In our group is the Order of the Brown Stars. So Coven, Order, Grove, these are all names for Wiccan churches. So in a sense, yes, they are like churches. Okay. Lisa H says, that's nice that you don't do curses. Too much of that these days. Yes, Lisa, I really feel that, you know, I learned that doing curses and black magic destroys your own power. And I think it does, and it destroys your life. For all the evil that you put out in the craft, we say, whatever you send out will come back to you threefold, good or bad. So we focus on sending out good so that we always receive blessings. We don't need to use black magic. White magic is very powerful, can accomplish a lot, you know. Christian Belekowitz says, is Yule associated with the wild hunt? Generally, it depends. Traditionally not. Yule is more associated with the birth of the sun god. It's about light returning. Now, there are earlier festivals in the year that may be associated with the hunt, such as, you know, some people equivocate Samhain with that that's a ritual about the dead. But the hunt is not necessarily a Yule ritual. Though I suppose if some people were to slaughter an animal or hunt a deer, it could be, but it's more about the worship of the sun and his power, at least in modern day Wicca, you know. Laura M. raises a good point. She says, in the late 1800s, Charles Dickens brought back Christmas with his novel, A Christmas Carol. Yes, the Victorian era is what kind of revitalized Christmas in the West, and in Britain and Europe and Western Europe and America. Oh my gosh, because I just realized we're at our hour here. I tell you, I don't know where the day goes, you know. Well, guys, listen, I've got more work to do tonight, but I wanted just to spend a little time with you tonight and talk about Yule. So I hope this is giving you some insight. Thank you for joining us. I've had such a good time visiting with you. And I thought Queen Cola Bobs, first of all, shout out to her for helping with those trolls tonight. Thank you, Queen Cola Bobs. And you looked wonderful today at the ritual and in your outfit. We're all very proud of you. So shout out Queen Cola Bobs for her awesome work and taking on a major role, which is to be the High Priestess. For any of you who are interested in the Order of the Brown Star, send me your email, and I'm going to be sending out stuff this week on that. So thank you very, very much. Thank you, Queen Cola Bobs, again for your moderation. We'll be back here tomorrow on Thursday with Vlog Thursday. It's going to be a little later in the day tomorrow because I have some readings earlier. So just hang out. It'll be in the afternoon. We'll have Vlog Thursday. We'll have something. But I don't know the time right now because of some of the complexities in my schedule. But we'll have it tomorrow in the afternoon. And you'll get to go somewhere with me live. You guys are best. Listen, God bless you. Thank you for being here. Happy Yule. For those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. Thank you to all of you. And we'll see you back here tomorrow for Vlog Thursday. And until then, may all of you blessed be.